No. Muad, what would you say to people who, because I mean, I agree, I think most of us agree with what you're saying, but what would you say to those people who think that you're just after, it's something of a power trip for yourself, follow me and I'll change the world, that type of thing? What would you say to people like that?
Well, if you follow me, I will change the world, but they'll have to help me to do it. They will have to help me to do it. I'm not in this for me. I don't want anything out of this.
Yeah.
I want the world to be the way that every right-thinking person would want the world to be. But the only way to do it is to go back to the law that Elizabeth Battenberg swore to maintain to the utmost of her power at her coronation, and she has never done it. In fact, she has signed about 3,400 and something odd, I can't remember, I've lost count now, since my trial. I had it down to the right number, but it was well over 3,400 pieces of fraudulent legislation, because the law that she swore to maintain to the utmost of her power prohibits, on pain of death, anybody from legislating. And they have used all of their fraudulent legislation to do everything that they've done to the British people, including get them killed in wars, all the things that they've done to get them into debt. They've done under legislation, including all these stupid, like traffic offences and this, that, and the other. If you don't harm anybody, you haven't committed an offence, period. Mm-hmm. It's just a way of stealing money. At one time, they used to hang highwaymen, but now they give them a uniform and an official vehicle.
Or put them in Parliament.
Yeah, well, the same, yeah. But, I mean, the ones who actually stop you at the side of the road and tell you that, you've gone 5 miles an hour over what they say is the speed limit, when you've harmed no one.
Yeah.
They're doing that to steal your money. That makes them a thief, a highwayman. And they used to hang, Dick Turpin, they hung him, they used to hang highwaymen. Now they give them a uniform and an official vehicle, a highly tuned car so that they can catch anybody. They're thieves. And I hope that some police, decent people, are listening to this and realise when the next time that you set out to do that you're a thief. And stop yourself from doing it. She swore at her coronation to maintain the laws of God to the utmost of her power. Now, the police are not public servants. The public pay their wages, but they are not. And this is a lie that we've all been taught. Oh, the police are public servants. They are not public servants. They serve the crown. They serve her. Okay? So when they swear allegiance to her, like the armed forces do, they are also bound by her coronation oath to maintain the laws of God to the utmost of their power. And so are judges. And none of them do it. They're all traitors. Every last one of them. So if there are police listening to this, I'm not against you, right? I'm against what you're doing. You have to stop it. You have to not steal people's money under false pretenses with this fraudulent legislation. Because you are going to meet your maker one day, and you're going to have to explain to him why you were a thief. Because the commandments, God's 10 commandments, say thou shalt not steal. So if there are any policemen listening, please think long and hard on what you are doing, what you have been deceived and brainwashed into doing, because it's theft. And when they say, oh, we're going to confiscate is another word for theft. What they mean is we are going to steal, because they have no right to confiscate your property. If it is your lawful property that you have purchased, they have no right to take it away from you. No, confiscation is another word for theft.
Muad'Dib, with regard to the Queen as well.
She's not the Queen.
Well, yeah, with Elizabeth Battenberg, yeah. But she has given royal consent to 6 treaties that have been signed that ceded our sovereignty as well, the sovereignty of this country to a foreign power. That in itself is high treason.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, and it's against the law that she swore to uphold to the utmost of her power. Yeah. It's there that they shall not set anyone who is not our brother over us to rule us. Okay, and the EU is not our brothers. They're not English. They're not Scottish. They're not Welsh. They're not Irish.
No, they're foreign power.
Yeah.
Foreign power.
And the EU was set up by the Nazis.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah, we've done a show on it with David Noakes.
There's a Daily Mail article that people can Google, in which it explains that the Nazis, before the end of World War II, already realised that they had lost the war militarily, so they were already in the process of setting up the EU to do it commercially and fraudulently by legislation.
And they succeeded in doing it.
Yes, they have, but we can stop all of that on November the 5th. We can set this country free and its people free from these Nazis. Because Britain has become...
Little chat with you, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you on the inside of this.
All right. False flag events like 7/7, and I made the film 7/7 Ripple Effect, and I recently, on the 10th on the anniversary of the 7th anniversary of 7/7 in London, I released 7/7 Ripple Effect 2. Please, everybody who's listening, watch those films. There's the Nazi Banksters Crimes Ripple Effect. There's 7/7 Ripple Effect 1 and 7/7 Ripple Effect 2. Please watch them and follow the links in them to the other information. It's for your own benefit. I don't want anything out of this. I'm quite content to just help you and to do this job. I don't even, as long as I've got some food on the table every now and then, I don't eat a lot. I'm quite happy to do this job for free. Unlike politicians. Unlike Elizabeth. So, yes, I do want to put the world right, but I don't want anything for it.
I believe that, I said it right at the top of the programme, I think that this may be a window of opportunity, November the 5th. It's the
only window of opportunity. If we don't do this on November the 5th, they are going to kill 6,000 million people one way or another by hook or by crook. So, like I said, if you don't turn up, you deserve everything that they've got planned for you. And I want to stop them. But I can't stop them on my own. I need millions of you to turn up and support me on the 5th of November. And if you aren't prepared to do that, then, nobody can help you. Because this is the last chance you're going to get.
People should be looking at themselves. We always hear the saying, look at yourself in the mirror, and then they should actually be looking into the children's eyes, their own children's eyes, and going, what am I going to do? When
they're allowing the government to sell their children and them and their children, their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren into slavery. Well, in fact, not even into slavery, because they're going to kill them all.
Yeah.
And in fact, if they can get them all on guard with the Garda seal, they'll never have any grandchildren or children.
Well, we're already in slavery, aren't we? It's just the next stage is slaughter.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's how important this November the 5th is.
People need to.
I hate repeating myself, because when you're telling people the truth, you should only need to tell them once.
Yeah.
I can't really make it any more plain than I have of the situation that they are in. They need to wake up. All right. Sometimes you don't like waking up. Everybody has those moments, but you have to, because you're going to die if you don't. Yeah, and everybody that you know is going to die. We have this one chance to stop them, because they've already got all the aircraft carriers in the Persian Gulf and in the Indian Ocean, surrounding Iran. They've got troops in Afghanistan. They've got troops in Iraq. They're surrounded Iran.
Yeah.
And if they attack Iran, which they're going to do sooner or later, if we don't stop them, they are going to attack Iran, and that is going to bring about World War III. And in the Bible, in prophecy, okay, I'm back to the Bible again, Reverend.
That's okay.
All right. In the Bible, in the book of Revelations, it tells us that during this next phase that they're trying to start now, a third of mankind is going to die. That's at 2,000 million people. Okay? And most of you probably don't know, but the Bible that contains the law that Elizabeth Battenberg swore to maintain to the utmost of her power, that was given to Moses to give to you, the British people, to protect you from everything that's happening, okay, that the Bible, 2/3 of the Bible, a full 2/3 of the Bible is prophecy.
Yeah.
That 99.9% of which has been fulfilled in exact and minute detail when you compare it to known history. Only a lunatic would think that the remaining 0.1% is not also going to be fulfilled in exact and minute detail. If you go to a website called JAHTruth, that's JAHTRUTH.net/THEIOFK, okay, you will see there a web page about the invasion of Kuwait and how it was prophesied in the book of Revelations exactly as it happened, okay, 2,000 years ago. It was prophesied. John was shown the future, and it's written in the book of Revelations. And nobody understands the book of Revelations. Like, and you know, this might sound arrogant, but I assure you it's not. Nobody understands the Bible and the book of Revelations like I do. And it talks about the invasion of Kuwait and the Gulf War, okay, in chapter 9 of Revelations. If you go to that web page, you see it all, including everything explained. All right, and then it says that's the 5th time period. There are 7 time periods, 7 angels with 7 trumpets. The 7 trumpets, like the bell at the beginning of a round in boxing match, it's the beginning of a set time period. Okay, so the 7 angels with 7 trumpets, when they blow the trumpet, that's the sound that starts the next time period. Time period 5 was the invasion of Kuwait, the Gulf War. Period 6, in it says that the 4 angels that abound in the great river Euphrates will be set loose to gather all the nations of the world to the battle of Armageddon. All right. Now, the 4 angels that abound in the great river Euphrates, I don't know, you know, if you're very good on geography, but I'll make it as simple for you as I can. Okay. The river Euphrates runs through 4 countries. Mm-hmm. It starts in southeastern Turkey in the mountains. It runs through Turkey. It runs through Syria. It runs through Iraq, and then it becomes the Shatt al-Arab waterway that is the boundary between Iran and Iraq as it runs into the Persian Gulf. Yeah. Okay, so the 4 angels that abound in the great river Euphrates are the 4 countries that it runs through, and they are going to be set loose to gather all the nations of the world to the battle of Armageddon. Now, Armageddon, people talk about Armageddon this, Armageddon that, Armageddon the other, okay? And they abuse the word because they have no idea what it means or where it is. It's actually a place, and it's in northern Israel. And Har-Megiddo, Armageddon, is the anglicization of the Hebrew Har-Megiddo. And Har means mountains, and Megiddo is a town on the southwestern side of the Valley of Jezreel in northern Israel. And that's where the Battle of Armageddon, the final crescendo, is going to be for.